Buffalo Fanatics. It's Don Brown. Yeah. I'm a fanatic, I'm a Buffalo fanatic, play good, be humble, number 17 the captain. I'm a Buffalo fanatic, 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 just like Rico, going live, talking to my people, cause the team's driven like West Hurt, other teams can't, it's a repo, the opponents gotta call up Triple O, Bills Mafia, we heating up, we too electrical, we got Bean the plug, electric show, we wired up, hit up Rico, he fired up, we know where we stand on the power ranking, other teams fans in the comments hating, we block them all, we protecting Josh, salute to him, he the general now, Rico got legends for interviews, how the Buffalo Bills.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, we're back at it again, folks. Happy Thanksgiving to all my American friends out there celebrating. I hope you guys are having your your wonderful dishes. I'm sure you guys have made some things up in your day where you guys have gotten creative on making things. There's one thing that's out there that I have not tried yet, and I found out about this a few years ago. It's called a turducken. Never in my lifetime have I heard of a turducken, but I guess some people are telling me it's good. So what is it? It's a turkey. Excuse me, a chicken in a duck that's in a turkey. Craziness. It's a lot of meat. I mean, I don't mind it. You know what I'm saying? Any type of poultry, I'm in. You know what I'm saying? So salute to everybody that's out there. Listen, man, big huge game today. I'm going to be joined by a few guests coming along. So I got my man Silas that could be coming to join us on the show. My man Rev, if he wakes up, I know he's got a different time zone than we do, so he's probably still asleep or with the family. And then I got my man Kevin that'll be joining us shortly. So, or it could just be me. So here it is. So we got a big game today. Most people might think this might be a walkthrough, where, you know, saying like it's not necessary where we're about to walk through these lines. This is the Detroit Lions. This is a different Detroit Lions. It's a different Detroit Lions. This is a Detroit Lions that are actually a very good offense. This is an offense that puts points on the board. And you know how things go, man. If you turn it into a shootout, we should be able to win this game no matter what, because we have a top 15 defense. We're not a top 10 defense anymore. I think we're like ranked 12 or 13th or something like that in terms of, I think, yards given up. But anyway, nonetheless, this is not a cakewalk. This will not be a cakewalk. This is a big game, but nonetheless, let's get into the inactives and the active list. And this might surprise a couple people of who's active and who's inactive. The one that I'm very excited about on this list is, if you look at the defensive backfield, our lo and behold, number 27, Tre'Davious White is active. He is active. He's going to be playing. So I guess last week, maybe it's accelerated, maybe it's not. Last week's defensive back, the defensive backfield got torched. They got cooked. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think they're trying to get cooked again on Thanksgiving. And there's already enough cooking going on in your living room, in your kitchen today. But we ain't trying to have any of our DBs get cooked any more than they have in the past. So salute to Tre'Davious White making his start. 364 days today. This is the last time we saw Trey on the field, which was Thanksgiving, I think, against the New Orleans Saints, when we came in and handled New Orleans Saints. So here he is. 1 year later, he's back on the field against the Detroit Lions. And my man Pierre made a great point right before I jumped on here. And I'm going to go back to this list in just a moment. But my man Pierre made a great point. This is a fantastic game for Tre'Davious White to start. And at first I was like, I'm not sure about it, because I mean, after the bye would have been perfect, right? Maybe a little after the bye than that, cool, couple weeks back, because he's been on our roster for more than 21 days. You feel me? So what's the deal? Here's what it comes down to. It's Trey giving him a Thursday game, right? So now we will know if there are any complications. So we'll have Friday, we'll have Saturday, we'll have Sunday. Okay, talk to us. What's going on? What's going on? Okay, you're good. You got all week to kind of ramp back up and get into game. Now, if he does come back and have some soreness, at least he's got the Friday, the Saturday, the Sunday, and all of the week to kind of get back into game shape. So I think this is a strategic, good way to get back into the flow of the game, and nothing to do with the opponent we're playing, because the opponent we're playing actually they score. They're a physical team, and they've got a competent quarterback back there in Jared Goff. So this will be a very interesting matchup for the Bills. Now I gotta get my man Kingdom Talk. What's up, Kingdom Talk? What's happening, man? Appreciate that super chat, my G. Says Trey White is back, baby. The the back is about to be nice with him. Poyer Elam is back, and here's nice, man. Here's what's nice. We've missed the I guess you know what? I guess I could say that we've missed the presence of Kaiir Elam, the rookie, on this team, because we felt it last week with having Christian Benford and Dane Jackson, and the fact that Kaiir Elam is back gives us that man-to-man prowess. That's what his strength is, in man-to-man combat. Length, long and length. That's what we want. So you've got him back, and then you've got the savvy vet. You know what I'm saying? The guy that, is cerebral. He's a smart kid. And Trey White is on the other side. And now you have Poyer. So we're starting to get back to, you know what I'm saying, a defense that is nice. What I do miss, I'm not going to lie, I really do miss having Hyde and Poyer back there, Trey White. Like those three, you know what it was. And then that second cornerback was kind of a revolving door with you know what I'm saying, I guess Levi Wallace was holding down that lease. You know what I'm saying? But we knew that it was just a lease. It wasn't a permanent position for that person. So Kaiir Elam may have, you know what I'm saying, he bought land and now he's about to set up shop and take that cornerback 2 spot because Trey White is back. The big question was who was going to be the second cornerback once Trey White returns, because it was going to be between Christian Benford, it was going to be between Dane Jackson, it's going to be between Kaiir Elam. It looks as though Dane Jackson played himself out of that position last week, especially because he got worked. Now, got to give him credit though. Dane Jackson's been getting hit this week, as he should, but for the most part, he's been decent at that position, holding it down. You know what I'm saying? We know where we drafted him. We know what he's capable of. And he's held it down. But it's time to let the big boys play. And Trey White's back along with rookie Kaiir Elam. And this will be a very interesting pairing today, especially with Jordan Poyer being back there manning the spot. Now, we are missing some players. We are missing some key players in this game. Let me go back to the inactive list. So if you're looking at the inactive list, Cam Lewis, inactive. Tremaine Edmonds, inactive. Greg Rousseau, this is the second or third week that my man is inactive. This is the second week he's inactive. Balen Spector, inactive. AJ Epinesa, inactive. Here's the big one. Mitch Morse, inactive. Listen, Mitch Morse, very talented center. We paid big money for him, and he's been our more consistent lineman this year. And the fact that he's dealing with an ankle injury, he sprained his ankle, could be out a week, maybe 2. Hopefully it's just a 1 week and he's back by next week, which gives him a long break to kind of recover and get back to it. But we are down our starting center, the guy that keeps things together. Fam, what is going on? My man, shout out to my man, Ing Ravens. What's happening, brother? Your Ravens are looking good, man. They're bouncing back. They're looking good. A little shaky on the defensive side of the ball, but the fact that you guys brought in Roquan Smith, you got Patrick Queen just all over the place. So shout out to my man Ing Ravens, and shout out to you know what I'm saying, team Keep It Clean out there. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you. But listen, folks, the fact that Mitch Morse is out is problematic because Josh Allen is at his best when he's got time. When he's got time, he will dot you up, he will carve you up, and it's beautiful because it's Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to carve people up on Thanksgiving. That's what we do. We're 3-0 when Josh Allen's under center on Thanksgiving. So we'd like to keep that trend going. But man, having Mitch Morse gives me I'm not pleased about it because he keeps things together. He's the one calling checks. You know what I'm saying? He's the vet on that line. Now we have Greg Van Roten. Ugh, I'm not listen. Listen, man. I'm trying to be nice about this situation, but Greg Van Roten, the name tells you a lot. I'm hoping that he gives us the opposite. I'm hoping that he holds it down and keeps it. You know what I'm saying? Keep our guy clean. That's what we want. We want him to keep our guy clean, and that's number 17. My man George Turner comes in. Haha, you put me on this show. It's great. Listen, man, George Turner, welcome. Appreciate you. Jump on in, smash that like while you in here. Let's make this thing happen, man. So, big game against the Lions, folks. We've got our starting cornerback in Trey White. Now, let's understand. Trey White is coming back off a pretty big injury. Everybody deals with these injuries differently, but he's coming off of a big injury. That's number one. Number two, and I'm glad my man Ing Ravens is in here because he knows all about it. He had Marcus Peters out for a while. Marcus Peters came back. Marcus Peters was a little rough the first few games. He wasn't the Marcus Peters that you guys are accustomed to. And then once he kind of got back into the groove, he is now the Marcus Peters that you guys know you're getting. The physical, the in your grill. And if you mess around, he will get you. He will get you on an interception and take one back. So Trey White coming back, I don't expect him to be flawless. I actually expect him to have some blunders. I expect him to potentially, you know what I'm saying, get beat a couple times this game. And it's a mental thing too, right? Don't get me wrong. You're coming back, you're planning. This is game speed now. This is not practice where it's controlled. This is game speed. Anything can happen at this point. So you've got to be extra ready, right? Yeah, my man Ing Ravens comes in and says, man, you got to be extra patient with these injuries. They take time. And people have been, I mean, you guys, I mean, you saw last week. Last week was rough. Man. Dane Jackson was just getting turned around. He was doing the hokey pokey. He was turned around. He was inside out. He was all over the place, right? So poor guy got worked. He got worked. And we're not even talking about the Vikings game. So just be patient with Trey White coming back. Yes, he's all pro Trey, but Trey is coming off an injury. Let's take it easy now. And we're on turf at, you know what I'm saying? On Detroit, we're not playing on grass. So there's a lot that's going on with this situation. So be patient with my man, Trey White. Now, I don't want to just talk on that on my own. So let me bring in my guy, Rev, you ready? Just give me the thumbs up. If you're ready, then I won't put you on. But if you're ready, give me the thumbs up. Give me one of these. I just need to know. All right, let's go. Let me bring my man Rev in. Rev, what's happening, brother? Are you muted?
Hey, man, gosh, bro. What's up?
No, you good. That's why I had to
What's
go.
up,
Are you muted? Good morning, sir. How are you?
Man, I'm doing well, brother. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys, man. How you
Listen,
feeling?
man, I had my Thanksgiving last week. Last month. So now you guys get to Let's get to
I keep forgetting you're in Canada, man. I keep forgetting about that.
Because I was solo dolo. So let me flip that hat around.
Flip it around, baby.
Flip that thing around and get my guy Rev back in the building. So just so you guys know, and I'm glad Rev is on here. So I'm on daddy duty right now. So wifey's at work, kids are at school. This is a regular day for us in Canada. So my little guy's asleep right now. Thank goodness I was able to put him asleep right before. So he's going to give me some time. So if he does start to squawk, Rev's going to hold it down while I kind of go handle and try to do that.
No doubt, man.
You know how it is, man. So Rev, how we feeling about this game? I'm not sure if you saw the inactive list, and who's playing and who's not playing.
Yeah, I just caught it. Caught it. I still feel pretty good. The only concern I have is that I saw Mitch Morse out. And so, you know what I'm saying? Like I was talking about that last night about the possibility of him being out,
right?
And Bates sliding in. It concerns me a little bit, man. I mean, Bates is first of all, Bates is a quality center. I mean, I don't have any problems with him. The issue is not Bates; it's the dog opposite of Bates, and that's Aleem McNeil, that defensive tackle, man. He's a problem and a half. You know what I'm saying? And so he's gonna get to see that big boy right in front of him all day. And so I hope he's ready for it. And so that's the only concern I have. I'm not too sure if Trey's playing. I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that or not.
Trey is active. He's playing. So we're gonna have Tre'Davious White. Tre'Davious White is
here.
And now, so it's gonna be Tre'Davious White and Kaiir Elam.
There we go. I'm glad to see that. Yes,
we're a little stronger on the back end because last week Lord knows we needed help.
Bruh.
Jacoby Brissett was just dotting them.
He was dicing them up, man.
He was looking like Vinny Testaverde back there, man. He was just doing what he was supposed to do. But having Kyer back, having Tre'Davious back, having Jordan Poyer back for the second straight week, that's always great to hear. So the defense is starting to get back. Now, Edmonds is out. You don't have Edmonds, and a lot of people are starting to realize the difference that Edmonds makes on this team when when he's not there, because there's a big void in the middle. Some people don't realize how impressive it is to have 6'5" wingspan. You got to throw over me.
It's tough, man.
Right. So when Tre'Davious is not there, you've got the likes of Terrell Bernard, and you've got the likes of Tyrell Dotson. They're not Tremaine Edmonds. So that being said, we're also facing a Detroit team that can run the ball very well. Jamal Williams has been just a touchdown machine. You got DeAndre Swift that can catch out of the backfield. So they got some good players back there. Is there anybody on this Detroit team that's got you kind of like, yo, we got to watch out for this team?
No, fair, not really. Like now with Trey back, no. The only guy offensively that I was kind of like, yo, we got to watch out for him is Amon-Ra St. Brown. That guy's a dog, man. And so wherever he lines up, inside, outside, whoever's got him is gonna have, they're gonna have to work. And so if Trey was out, I'm like, yo, who's gonna get that? Is it gonna be Dane? I don't want to see Dane no more, bro. I'm sorry. I don't want to see him no more. I thought if Dane is playing and he has to match up against Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's gonna get cooked like he's been getting cooked the last couple of weeks.
Well, let me tell you, I people don't want to talk about it, but like, I think Dane Jackson took the brunt of it, as he should have. But who else has been getting kind of worked a little bit? But because he comes up with big plays for us,
Taron.
Say it again,
Taron.
Say it again.
Yeah. Taron Johnson.
Taron Johnson, man.
Taron Johnson been getting cooked a little bit. Yeah.
Sometimes Taron Johnson could be a bit of a liability in the slot. So if you got a guy that works that slot very well, you have some issues. So. But the thing is, Taron Johnson is one of those guys that doesn't give you back-to-back terrible games. So he's going to get his act together.
And that's where Tremaine Edmonds comes in too, because he would kind of cover up a little bit.
That's massive. Now, the fact that we have Trey White coming back as well as Kyer Elam, that helps tremendously on the burden that is on the middle of the field, right? You got some savvy vets on the field right now. Now, one thing I will say, there's like the matchup right now, they have the Bills at an 82.7% chance to win this game. The spread right now is at 9.5. 9.5 is the spread right now for the Bills. So it's a two-score game. That they're trying to do this, and I find that very interesting nonetheless. But if you guys are the type to bet on these games, if you feel that there's something about this game that tells me that I got it, I can make this bet. Listen, get on the BetUS. I don't know if you guys have done this yet, but we are partnered up with BetUS. There's a 125% sign-up bonus. BF125 is the code. Jump in on there. Listen, if you think you got it, jump in on there, because just last week, I was 2 games away from being a perfect bet. And Atlanta's what screwed me over. I thought, man, Atlanta's got this. They're going to beat the Bears. I thought the Bears were going to be Atlanta, and then I thought the Giants should have beat the Lions. Everything else was perfecto, and we missed that out. But if you guys are betting individual, I don't bet. I just do this for fun. My man Rev doesn't bet. We just do this for fun.
Yeah.
But if you guys are in there, jump in on there. 125. Use our code and jump in and make your money. Make that money. So Rev, I got questions for you, bro. I got questions for you. So the Bills' performance last week, did it leave you satisfied?
Oh man, it's tough. I kind of have you guys seen that GIF? Because this is fun. I'm glad you asked that question, because Z-Bot he put that on there after the win. He was like, "Yo, how do you guys feel about the win? GIFs only." And have you guys seen that GIF with that lady? She's kind of like, like she's tasting something. She's like, well,
it's not right.
Well, and just is going back and forth like, well, it's not that bad, And so that's kind of how I felt. I feel like at first I'm like, it's kind of a sloppy win, but then I'm like, well, we leaned on the run game, and so that's not that bad. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, I think I kind of land somewhere in the middle, right? I'm satisfied that we got the win first and foremost. Get it however you can, right? I'm dissatisfied in the way Josh and the offense still looked in the first half of the game. They kind of took him a while to kind of get his I guess get his mojo back a little bit.
Yep.
He was still missing some guys here. It just looked sloppy. But I'm encouraged by the fact that, and say whatever you want about the Browns run defense, whatever the case may be. I'm still encouraged by the fact that we can lean on. We showed that we could lean on the running game to come through when Josh and the rest of the offense is not really quite up to par.
Yes.
And so that's a good thing. And so that's encouraging. It lets me know that, hey, man, maybe in this game, if it's still having some issues in the passing game, which I think we can expect right going forward, I think people are going to play us differently now and make us run the ball. Now I think we can run the ball. It's just a matter of how patient Josh is going to be and how patient Dorsey is going to be in calling the run game.
So you think we're going to go? So in here, that's my first of all. Thank you for answering that. If you were satisfied, but not quite, because there's something missing for me. You know me, I always get an inappropriate. So this is my bag. This is what I normally do. You know, for the men that are in here, you know what I'm saying, when you put a performance,
here you go,
lady. Yeah, you know how I do. With your lady, and you got the job done, but you know you could have done way better. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you were dehydrated that day. You didn't stretch enough. One of those,
too eager, maybe.
Got a cramp a little bit, but you finished the job. You know how the moments be. That's what it felt like for me. Like, we got the job done, but we just didn't really put the work in. You know what I'm saying? So, but mind you, we had very little practice, if any. Josh Allen, somebody made a great point to me. Not only did Josh Allen not practice with his team that week, the week prior, not a lot of practice with the team as well, because he was rehabbing the elbow to get back into shape. So hopefully we get back on track with the likes of Josh Allen and this offense, and we go from there, man. I just wanted to just give a quick. Actually, I'm going to bring Kevin in just a second, Kev. But I'm looking at this offense in comparison. Actually, this team in comparison to the Bills. So right now, the Bills are the number 2 offense in the game. We're scoring 28 points a game. The Kansas City Chiefs are the number 1 offense in the league. The Lions, they're the number 5 offense in the league right now. They're scoring 25 points a game. So these guys can put points on the board.
Yeah.
This is where defense comes big here. Points allowed per game, 17 for the Bills. And right now, the Lions are allowing 28 points. So they're susceptible to allowing us to, light it up. So this is one of the that we could definitely light this thing up. They're at their total yards per game, they're averaging just under 400 yards. If you're doing over 400 yards of offense, you got a pretty damn good offense. These guys are at 377. So they're not an incompetent team like most people might believe, right? So passing yards, 244 to our 293. The running yards, the rush yards per game is 134 for us. They're at 132. So they run the ball as effectively as we do, right? And we're one of the better teams in the league, believe it or not. Total yards allowed, 427. So this is where we have the advantage. We can light them up. These guys are allowing almost 430 yards per game to our 346. And last but not least, pass yards allowed, 239 for us. They're at 273. And rush yards, we're allowing just over 106 yards. They're allowing 153 yards. So there's an advantage for us in this game. Obviously, defensively, they're not great. So this is where we can exploit them. So if we can exploit them and we can really show them what kind of defense we have, this could be a very good blowout for the team, but we just can't let them hang around. Let me bring in my man Kevin here. Kevin, what's happening? You good?
What's up, guys? Happy Thanksgiving.
What's up, Kev? Happy Thanksgiving, baby.
Now, I gotta ask you guys this. I'm gonna. This is off the cuff. You guys are not gonna, and I hope the crowd in the chat can help us out with this as well. There's these 2 dudes that I follow on Instagram, and they've been doing these drafts, but it's not your typical draft. It's like draft of your Pepsis, your number 1 draft. What pop or soda is your number 1, right? So my question to you guys, Thanksgiving meals. Yeah. So I'm going to go 3 draft picks, right?
Okay.
Kevin, I'm going to start with you. If your number 1 draft pick for something that you eat, that you put on your plate where you're like, this has to be the number 1 pick. I don't care what anybody tells me. What's the number 1 pick on your list for when it comes to Thanksgiving meals, a Thanksgiving dish?
Stuffing.
Stuffing's number 1 on the list. Look at that. That's the number 1.
Dang, man.
Stuffing. I'm not mad at that. Stuffing. Yeah. If I go somewhere, I know, and some people call it stuffing, some people call it dressing. I don't know.
I was about to get into that, man. Yeah, it's different. I think it depends on where you at, north or south.
I was like, Red's, you're the food guy here, so you're gonna have to help us out.
Well, and this is why this is perfect because you went with stuffing. I'm gonna go with my man Rev. Rev, what's number one? What's the number one draft pick? 3 draft
Yo, bruh. Oh man, I was talking about this last night, man. So for me, if I love Ishmael, bro. Yes, with the hot sauce, fam. Like that's it. But I would have to say smoked turkey legs.
Smoked turkey legs. So you just
Yeah,
go
yeah.
turkey. We'll go turkey.
No, not the whole turkey. No, just the turkey leg.
Just the
You
turkey
can have the rest, but give me a turkey leg and smoked turkey leg.
Smoked turkey leg.
I'm straight. Yeah.
You're straight.
I'm
So,
straight. That's it.
I like your picks. You guys went with the smoked turkey leg. My man down here went with you went with the stuffing. You gotta have mac and cheese. I don't care who's mac and cheese number one for me. If I see the mac and cheese, I'm going straight for the mac and cheese because I know where I'm going. The mac and cheese is gonna be nice. I mean, I lift that lid.
It's gotta be nice.
So mac and cheese for me. That's number one on my list. Number two, Kev, your number 2 draft pick.
Oof. I don't know, to be honest, because you know what? This could be unpopular. I'm not a huge turkey guy because it's like so dry to me. Give me some mayonnaise, some cheese, some lettuce. We'll put it into a wrap for seconds, right? For leftovers, like after the game's done.
Okay. You scared me there for a second, but then I'm
okay. I'm gonna go mashed potatoes.
Do you? All right.
Oh, you go mash?
Mashed potatoes. Turkey's gonna be on hold for a little bit.
He went safe with the mashed potatoes. That's a safe pick.
I thought Kev was gonna go with the green bean casserole or something like that.
Maybe
Green bean casserole
crossed my mind.
Yo, Kev, what do you got? I mean, not Kev.
All right.
What you got, man?
So we gotta save the desserts for last, right? So we're just talking about just this meal. For me, now I'm probably gonna grow some of y'all out, but I think it's a black thing. I gotta have some chitlins, man. I gotta have some chitlins.
You lost me on that one. I ain't touching them chitlins, man. Not for
Fam.
me.
Oh my gosh, dog.
But that's
y'all probably know my chitterlings. We call them chitlins. You know,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, man. They funk up the whole house, but they smell good, man. Put some hot sauce in that thing, man. Yo, that was some collard greens, but yeah, chitlins got to be on my list.
Chitlins on the list. I like it. Second pick for me is I've never been to a place where they didn't have gravy. I've never been, and I'm hoping that streak continues. But I've heard some people just don't do gravy; they just do everything but the gravy. So you're looking for the gravy. So for me, number 2 pick, gravy for me. Get me some mac and cheese, smoked mac and cheese, whatever you want to call it, baked mac and cheese, double baked mac and cheese, whatever it is. Yeah, gravy's the second one. My man said chitlins.
Man, I'm telling you, boy, chitlins elite, baby. You know what I'm saying?
So my man Kev, you got the third one, man. Your 3rd round pick. What you got?
All right, now I'll go turkey.
Oh, you go turkey? Turkey for the 3rd round pick. I like it. Listen, he's got some meat on his plate. I like it. Turkey. You can't go wrong with turkey. You can't go wrong with turkey. But specifically, my man likes turkey legs, so I'm gonna go with that.
Turkey legs.
So Kev went with turkey.
Stuffing. He went stuffing.
Stuffing, mashed potatoes. Yeah,
it's a solid plate. It's a solid
plate. But see what I mean about the turkey? Like I like turkey, but I like turkey better when it's leftovers because then you get through the football games, you get through dinner, and it's like, I'm getting hungry again for that night game.
I got you.
You got some bread, you got some rolls, you got some Italian seasoning, some mayonnaise. We'll make it into a sandwich.
I like it.
So that's why I put it on hold for a little bit, but you got to include it because you got to make a healthy plate, right?
Listen, he's not wrong with that. Rev, this is your 3rd round pick, man. What you got?
3rd round pick. All right. 3rd round pick, I got to have some cornbread, man.
Some cornbread.
You gotta have some cornbread, and it's got to be that good sweet cornbread too, man. Like you can't be messing around with the cornbread. Just like you can't mess around with the mac and cheese, you can't mess around with the cornbread. If it ain't right, we're gonna have some problems.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. So, that's a great pick. Now, when you live in a Caribbean household, there's you don't just do the traditional. The turkey. You can do the turkey. But what we'll do is we'll add some things. So a deep fried pork for me. If you got some deep fried pork, we call that griot. You get that in there. I'm straight. Sometimes you got to get some. I mean, I'm going a little further than that. But some deep fried plantain. You got plantains in there.
Never had the plantain before.
Oh my goodness, yo! You get for my Spanish folk that out there, they know what that is. The plantanos. You know what I'm saying? They call it plantanos. We got plantains. You can't go wrong with that. But great picks, by the way. Yeah, y'all got some good picks, man. I got the turkey leg. I'm with you. The chitlins. You lost me on the chitlins. You lost me on the chin. I'm with you. So let's get back into football talk. So looking at these lines and looking at these Bills, and I'm going to more specifically sit with these Bills here. This is a big game. And what do you need to see? My man Samuel Rivera coming through with that.
Yeah, man.
What do you need to see from these Bills this week that's going to get your confidence back up on this team? Because the first 6 weeks, our confidence was like this, like, yo, who are we losing to?
Yeah.
We played the toughest teams thus far on our schedule. Who the hell are we losing to? So at this point, I'm sitting here asking y'all, what is it that you need to see to get you back on track and get you that confidence back? So Rev, I'm going to start with you, and then I'm going to bring my man Silas in just a moment. Silas, just give me a thumbs up when you're ready, and I'll bring
my man.
Rev. What do you need them to do to give you that confidence?
I need to see them. I need to see red zone efficiency. When you get in the red zone, I don't want you. Look, I like Tyler Bass. I'm glad that we got a kicker who can make field goals when you need to, but I don't need him leading the offense in points. I don't need him having 6 field goals to the offense only 13. I don't need that. I want to see, once you get in the red zone, convert those points into touchdowns. If we do that, I'm fine.
I like it. Listen, last game, actually, the game before that, we were 2 for 4 in the red zone. The last game, we were 2 for 5 in the red zone. We just can't seem to get it right in the red zone. Now, and here's the thing. Sometimes it's not about we don't get in the end zone. It's a stupid penalty that draws us back. And then we're right back in the same spot. So great call on that, Rev. Kev, let's talk to me, man. What do you got for when it comes down to what you need to see for them to gain your confidence back to like it was in the first 6 weeks?
I think that they need to continue to do what they did in the second half last week and run the ball and play situational football and know that, hey, we're up by 17 points. Let's chew the clock. Let's get our running backs involved instead of making Josh do everything, because the second half of that Vikings game still really, really annoys me. And the first half of that Browns game last week, especially being there, I was so tight. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, the first 23 minutes of the game went by and Devin Singletary had 1 carry, I believe. So they were just not feeding him. And it's just like, didn't you just learn anything last week? And then they finally start running the ball. And then you see Motor and James Cook go off. They each have 86 yards. Their rushing attack looked great. And I've been saying this right along. I don't know why it's so hard for them to understand. The running game will open up the passing game. Because if you're just going to drop back Josh 45 times a game, the defense is going to tee off on you. So that's why you balance the running game, you mix it in with the passing game, and then that's when you take the top off with Gabe Davis. Because if you try going 5 times in a row to Diggs and Davis, they're obviously going to pick up on it. So I would like to see them do the same thing in the second. I would like to see them play the same way today that they did in the second half on Sunday and keep that offense balanced and then take the top off. Because like you said, Detroit has, I have it right here, the number 32 total defense, and they are 28th against the pass.
There you go.
And they're missing Jeff Okudah today too.
See, there's your top corner. Let me see your top corner over there too. I love the fact that you brought in Aleem McNeil, by the way. Aleem McNeil was a guy that I thought the Bills were like, I'm like, oh yeah, real good for the Bills.
Yep.
You let that man go. Before I get into my thoughts on what they need to do to gain my confidence, my man Reese says, hey Rico, give me a player prop parlay for the game. Right now, apparently Josh Allen 275 yards. Is Josh Allen going to throw for over 275? I say take the over on that. I think he goes for 300 this game. Another prop bet is that Gabe Davis yards is, I think it's like 55.5. Take that. I'm taking Gabe Davis 55.5 for sure. Over 55. And one other one that I noticed that was in there, was it? It was Stephon Diggs over 100 yards. Oh, it was like 92 yards for Stephon Diggs, something like that. And give me the over, because I think Josh Allen's going to do well this year, this game. And I think he's going to. This is, everybody's watching. He knows it, so he's going to light things up. And that, like you said, Kev, that defense is just not doing it. It's just not,
especially with Okudah out. I think he can. Yeah, they should target Diggs a lot without Okudah.
And on top of it, I'm hoping that halftime of last week was like halftime of the Tampa Bay game last year, where the Bills found themselves and then they never looked back from there. They went undefeated the rest of the year. And I'm not saying the Bills are going to go undefeated, but I think last week's second half could kickstart the rest of the regular season, and it was a big wake-up call for the Bills.
Well, that's the hope. So for me, for them to gain my confidence, it's going to start on the defensive side of the ball. I think we're getting disrespected on the back end. I know we're facing injuries, but this is a system that a lot of these guys have been in, so they should know better. It's about being in the right spot and just crucial mistakes. The 4th and 18, we just cannot have those type of plays, right? Get off the field. If we make a goal line stance, let's get on that. So I need to see the defensive side of the ball. I need to see them shore up and get back to dominant defense. Now, I get it. You don't have to be a top 10 defense. You don't have, it's not necessarily that, but when you need to make the stops, you got to make your stops. So that's what I need. Secondly, and this is gonna tie into my next question. But that's what they need to gain my confidence by getting secure on the back end. So Poyer being back second week straight, Tre'Davious coming back today gives that veteran savviness, and then Kyer coming back gives a little bit of health on that side. So hopefully we get to kind of slow things down, because 25 points a game from the Lions, they're putting points on the board.
Yeah.
So we got to make sure that we're on that. So let me bring my guy, Silas. Silas, give me the thumbs up if you're ready to go. If you're ready, I'll put you in, Si. Thumbs up. Si just looking at me like, what? Where's that handle? All right, we got you. Let me bring my man Silas. And Silas, what's happening, brother?
What up?
What up?
What's going on, fellas?
My brother.
What jersey you wearing right now? I got to see what jersey you're wearing, right?
Knox. Big game.
There we go.
Big game for Dawson.
Okay. All right.
I like it.
Listen, man, before we get into football talk, man, I was asking these boys about Thanksgiving and the meals that they have. And I need your top 3. We're doing a draft pick. You got to put your 3 best dishes on there. Your number 1 draft pick, what food, what dish you putting on, what do you put on your plate, second round draft pick, and third round, just to kind of give you an idea. My man Kev, tell him what your 3-round draft pick was.
I went stuffing in the first round, and then mashed potatoes, and then turkey.
So he went 2 sides and turkey.
Like a size.
I'm going all sides, man.
Hold on, let me give you Rev. So Rev, tell him what you did for yours.
All right. So I had the smoked turkey leg. Okay. Then I went with the chitlins and the cornbread.
I love that he went with
chitlins. How's I was doing it today? Okay. All right. Hey,
man, what you got, man?
Hey, listen, man. The wife's mac and cheese, bro.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss. That's the number 1 draft pick.
That was my number 1 draft pick too. Go ahead, boy.
I've never had mac and cheese for Thanksgiving.
Oh my God! Get in a black black household, man. They'll make you some good old mac and cheese.
Man, yeah.
Hey,
I'm coming over. All right,
Kevin, are you gonna be at the Jets or the Dolphins game? Because I will bring you a Tupperware container of what
I'll hold you to that.
My man's time.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna have to make that happen, man.
What's your second round pick, man?
Second round picks gotta be I'm gonna go cabbage, man. I want to go yam so bad, but I gotta go cabbage here. Thank you.
You got the cabbage.
Yo, that's nice. I got some cabbage cooking tonight.
You got Rev on that one. He's like, yeah, I like that. And then
cabbage is legit. Oh, I'm just plugging in the light real quick. So hold up. I don't even know how to work this thing.
Don't worry, you good, man. You straight.
All right, cool. All right, so and then yams, man. Come on, bro.
Yams, man. Yo, I like it.
I'll get them yams on the plate. My man, one of my man said deviled eggs. Somebody said, "Yo,
I can't yeah,
deviled eggs, and we good. We got it." All right. So back on that football talk. So I was talking to the boys, and I'm asking the boys, like, what is it that you need to see from the Bills for them to gain your confidence back? Right. First 6 weeks, we were at an all-time high, man. We were like, "Yo, who's stopping us, man? Like, we're looking good. We're right." And then we kind of faltered a little bit. So now we're back on the win category, but maybe they're just not there yet for you. So what do they have to do to gain your confidence back?
The first thing I need to see is a commitment to balance. I need to see a commitment to the running game. We talked about this in Spaces, Rev.
Yeah.
My thing is Devin Singletary needs to get 12 to 15 carries a game and between 18 and 20 touches. Period. Like that's the floor for Singletary.
Baseline, yeah.
I like them mixing in Cook, in some passing situations, getting them out there, letting them use his speed. That pin and pull, that toss to the outside, like getting these athletic linemen out there in space. perfect. Like that's the way we need to be utilizing, you know, the line that we put together. The number 2 thing I need to see, man, I need to see the pass rush, man. Ed Oliver, come on. Ed Oliver, are you listening? Please, Ed, show up, please. Like I need to see something from this interior pass rush. You know, Von is going to bring it, but he can't do it alone. You know, this pass rush was most effective when we was getting the interior push. You know, Jordan Phillips started off the season real heavy. Yeah, man. You know, holla at me, Kingpin, man. Come baby. Come cheap. No. But no, listen. You know, Ed's got to get that push inside. That's what we drafted him for. You know, people don't want to compare him to Aaron Donald, but that's exactly what they was looking at when they drafted him. They said, "Oh, we getting another." No. Sorry, man. Listen.
No, don't bring that.
Mafia.
Don't bring that to the house,
the green bean casserole.
Don't bring that over here.
Hit me in the DM and Twitter. I'll give you my address. You come out here and we gonna feed you right.
My man said, "Yo, you said this."
Yeah,
No,
that's not it.
No.
Man. I'm sorry.
we
Oh,
Man,
green bean casserole. Kevin's like, I feel seen. Don't no.
Hey, listen. All right, so I got to see an interior pass rush today, especially with them missing their guards. Like both their guards, I think, are out to this game. Come on, like I need to see that. And then the third thing I need to see is, like yo, Ken Dorsey. Let me see something. Like give me some kind of, you know, this is a day where we cooking, right? Everybody's cooking. Cook me something up in the red zone, man. Give me some pre-snap motion. You know, right. give me some flood concept where you putting, you know, safeties in zone in some sort of predicament where they got to choose who they want to cover. You know, give me some advantageous matchups for McKenzie. You know, get him the ball. Like, where's the jet sweeps, man? Where's the flare routes? Where's the quick passing game and getting this guy in space with a couple blockers in front of him? Like, where did all that go? You know, like that's what I need to see. Those are the 3 things I need to see from this Bills team. And then once we get that,
I imagine
flow, and then when the points flow, you know how it goes.
If we're gonna ask Ken Dorsey something, I need to find out if I think we all feel the same on this subject here. When you bring in someone from another team and you actually give up draft capital to bring someone to your squad, you would think that you'd find something individual on your team, on the offense. Forget about the politics. Put the politics aside, because I find that this team does a lot of politics, right? Well, you've been here long enough. You've earned your right. You're going to get to play. That's an example for Cam Lewis jumping in there, right? You bring in Dean Marlowe, but you put Cam Lewis in. But I know why you did it, because Cam Lewis has earned his right. Listen, man, you've been putting in the work in. I'm not going to just bring some guy from another team. I don't want to hear any about that. I want to hear about the best player gets on the field, period. Which brings me now to Nyheim Hines. Nyheim Hines is doing exceptionally well on special teams. He's manning it down. He had like 25 yards of kick on kick return. He was averaging 18 yards on punt return. Great. He's explosive. He's probably our most explosive running back on the squad. Why haven't we put some packages to him to actually touch the football and actually take their handoff off? Like, I just don't get it. Ken Dorsey, find the ways to get your playmakers on the field, not your prototypical get him in the flat and let him do what he does. He's going to get that regardless, but let him run the freaking rock. I would love to see Nyheim Hines, because that boy, he's a 60-yard touchdown away just like that. With this explosive offense, you already got 17 that you got to worry about, and you got to put another stress factor on there by putting Nyheim Hines in there. Fam, let's see more of Nyheim Hines. Put something together so we can actually get going. Love to see that from a man, Ken Dorsey. I know he's taking he's a stressful guy. He's taking some stresses now. He's lost 2 games in a row, and then he got himself back in the win category. Show us what you got with Nyheim, man. Don't waste that dude, man. Don't waste it. I know this is a move for next year, and you want to get, Cook and Nyheim maybe possibly going, and maybe, Devin Singletary leaves somewhere. Who knows? Which then brings me to my question for Kevin. Kevin, I need you to answer me on this one now.
Oh, this is for you, Rico. This is for you, Rico. That's for you, baby.
Appreciate that. Kevin, my man, Josh Allen is coming back. He's returned. He's been back. He's never really lost a step. Like, people are talking about his elbow being hurt. Are you buying the elbow still giving him issues, and that's why he's not performing as well as it is? Or has it always been in his head? And now he's, because of the turnovers, and people are making, you know what I'm saying, they've lost the games because of his turnovers. What say you on Josh Allen's his status going forward, and what do you need to see from Josh today, specifically live? Everybody's watching it. We're all watching Josh Allen. What do you need to see from JA-17?
Well, I think this goes back to what I was saying originally, and that the Bills have to take what the defense gives them, because I think more so than his elbow being hurt, it was just Josh trying to do too much with the ball with all those interceptions. I mean, he had 3 straight games with 2 picks, and that's unheard of, especially in the red zone. He barely threw any red zone interceptions over his first 4 years in the league, and then he was making a habit out of them. So I think it comes down to Dorsey being too aggressive with his play calls and Josh being too aggressive with his arm. I guess the correct phrase would be arm arrogance, however you want to phrase it. But I think, again, that second half last week showed Allen and Dorsey, hey, we have other playmakers than Stephon Diggs on this team, and Gabe Davis going deep, running the same vertical route every time. So, yeah, I hope that his elbow is 100% and that's not going to be nagging or anything. I have realized that he's been wearing those long sleeves, and he usually doesn't wear long sleeves. I hope that's more of just like a precautionary thing, and it's not actually like, ooh, my arm hurts, my elbow hurts, I'm going to try to brace it up a little bit. I hope it's just trying to prevent himself from taking a bad hit or anything on the turf. But I think it just all comes down to the Bills need to take what the defense gives them, and Dorsey just needs to call that balanced game again. And it's going to be hard because we know that this is the type of game where Josh Allen wants to do too much because he knows everyone is watching, and he is going to be tempted to go deep or to hurdle someone or to stiff arm someone, but he has to have someone internally say, Josh, not now, be smart.
Is it because Dable's gone? Because Dable was on the sidelines, was able to chew him out if he needed to. Does he not have that veteran guy that could say, hey, calm your butt down? Or is it really a Josh issue where he has to just, okay, let me breathe and let me get back into it? Because right now, the team rocks behind him. There's no question about it. There's nobody wavering whatsoever. They're not Zach Wilsoning his ass, right? Zach Wilson is just put onto the pasture. They put him. They brought that brother out his ass and says, "You want to go?"
Yo, why did you say that, man?
You know me? So well, that's another conversation for another time. But so then I'm gonna follow it up with my man Rev. So Rev,
yeah,
this game coming up, right? And what's something that you've been saying this past week that you feel so passionate about this, and if they do this thing that Rev has been saying, man, yo, this team is on the money, man. So is there a take that you've been really passionate about that you feel like?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, actually a couple. So for one, it's the run game. Like I've been saying, like, so since Josh has been in this funk, right? He's been in the funk. Let's just keep it real. You don't need to rely on him so much. Turn around, let him hand the ball off to get your running game established and run the ball the right way. Run the ball the way that fits the scheme and the players, right? And the personnel. Do that stretch zone, pin and pull like my man Whittle was talking about earlier. Get those guys involved early and often so that way you can relieve pressure from Josh, especially in a big-time game like Kev just said, like the Thanksgiving game, everybody watching. Relieve pressure from Josh. Let him turn around and hand the ball off to the running backs and let them get established that way. Also, I'm going to piggyback on what you said earlier, Rico, about as far as like Ken Dorsey too, because I need Ken Dorsey. This is the thing that Dable was good at doing, especially earlier, like the first drives, that script. He was able to call a script that allowed Josh and the offense to kind of get in a good flow, a good rhythm. We know Josh likes to get banged up a little bit. He likes to get hit. So what I want them to do is, man, let Josh have a couple of design runs to get the game going a little bit, kind of get the entire offense pumped up, run the ball with him, run the ball with Motor and Cook, and then get some quick dump offs. I don't want to see Josh in those 7-step drop when you got Aleem McNeil coming down the throat in the middle with Aiden Hutchinson just teeing off. Get the ball out quickly to the receivers. I mean, McKenzie, Diggs really quick, and then do it that way. I think if we get in a quick rhythm, Josh is only going to build his confidence the more and more the game goes on.
I like that. Let's switch.
Wait, real quick.
Yeah,
I got to respond to my man Pierre real quick.
Okay.
So I agree.
Let me put it back up there for you. So Pierre said, wait a minute. I was good with Kevin until he said Josh may do too much in a primetime game. Josh in primetime is an automatic MVP performance. He's telling you, Kevin, slow your roll. But now you want to come back and rebuttal. So let me hear it.
Well, I agree. Josh in primetime is an MVP caliber performance, and he always comes through. But just like Rev was saying, he needs to be in a rhythm first. So if it's one of those games like the Kansas City game where you're just feeling it, right? Like we're driving down, we need one more touchdown. It's like, Josh, take over. But if it's a game like the Vikings where just nothing is clicking, and then all of a sudden Josh tries to just bomb it 50 yards or do something crazy, it's just like, come on, man. Like you got to take what the defense gives you first to get in that rhythm. So if we're in a rhythm and we got the juices flowing, I'm all for Josh Allen taking over things. But if we're not in that rhythm and it's like the first half where he can't complete a pass and everyone's kind of looking at each other like, what's going on with the offense? That's not a time for him to take over. But remember against Dallas, that was the juice that we needed. That was the Josh Allen play where everyone was just like, he's that dog. Like
he is that dog.
He is our quarterback. I'm all for plays like that, but again, it all just comes down to rhythm and balance.
Rhythm and balance. And I love it. You said balance there because it brings me right back into it. And my man Silas touched on this earlier, and I'm going to go right to Silas on this one. We saw a lot of balance. You know what I'm saying? Balance. I like, rhythm and balance. Ooh, R&B. We saw a lot of R&B last game, right? When we saw 11 touches from a man, James Cook. I'm finally starting to see a little something from James Cook. Am I all the way impressed just yet? Not yet. I want to see more. I want to see them give him more touches so I can see if he could duplicate what he did last week. But the fact of the matter is this: we had 2 running backs go for 86 yards on the spot, and it wasn't like garbage time runs. No, this was design runs. These guys did extremely well. Silas, do you trust Ken Dorsey enough that he'll do it again, or was that just a fluke and it just happened to be that way, or is he going to design it that we have more balance in this game coming up?
I think the first script of the game is going to determine exactly how this goes.
Okay.
What I want to see is what I saw from some of the things that the Giants did well last week against this Lions defense, which is quarterback runs, design quarterback runs, quarterback powers, things like that. That's how we can get the running game open early and kind of avoid McNeil, because that guy's a load in the middle, man. Yeah. And without Morse there, with Bates, playing center, and I guess Greg Van Roten playing guard, I would love to see Bobby Hart there. I mean, go figure. Who would have said that last year, right? But yeah, man, Bobby Hart played well at guard for us, so I wouldn't mind seeing him there. I think we need to run the football, because there's such an aggressive defense that running the football opens up things like play action. It opens up, and then listen, Gabe Davis against Mike Hughes, aka Gabe Davis Jr. We saw what happened. In Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? Like Gabe owns that boy. Like he owns him. So we need to see we need to see a big game from Gabe. But the way we ensure that Gabe has the best opportunity for a big game is to get him one-on-one matchups. And the way we do that is by running the football. We run the football, they got to line up and stop it, especially if we run efficiently and effectively. They got to line up and try to take that away. And once they do, you get one-on-one matchups on the outside. I take Diggs and Davis over any pair of corners of the league, including the ones in East Rutherford, aka Florham Park, New Jersey. Let's go. It's payback. Yeah, the revenge tour starts today. Yes,
it's coming.
I like it all. Now, before I get into our bold takes, our hot takes, and all that stuff, score predictions, because we are 20 minutes.
20 minutes
starts, give or take. Talk to me about these New York Jets right now. Zach Wilson, 5-2 as a starter, and they asked my man, "Yo, did you let the defense down?" He said no. He could have took some time to kind of answer that one, but he jumped in there and said no. Fair that they benched this man and are going to go with not even Joe Flacco. They're going to go with Mike White. I'm baffled at that.
Wait, Rico, wait. They didn't just bench him. They made him inactive.
I know, that's the worst, man. Like, man,
you ain't even touching the field.
Bruh, you gonna be holding that clipboard. You just chilling in street clothes. Like that, they did that man's dirty. Anyway, so watching these Jets fumble this situation right now, warranted? Should they give him? He's 5-2 as a starter. This gives me EJ Manuel vibes when EJ wasn't a bad starter, but they benched him for Kyle Orton. And like, really? Like you took me out? But is it warranted, or should they have given him a chance to kind of get a rhythm going? Or it was time? He's not that guy. I'm gonna go to Cat. I'm no Rev. Give me a start. What you got?
Yeah, man. No, bro. He deserved that one, baby. He just after that performance, that was garbage. Like the performance in and of itself was worthy of. You need to sit down for a second. But then when he didn't take any accountability, you know what I'm saying? And was trying to throw everybody else under the bus, like, nah, man, it's not my fault. No, you need to sit down. You definitely need to sit down. So yeah, and I don't see how anybody could really even defend the guy after that kind of performance. I mean, what was it like? Like it was awful. Never seen it. He's dead last in every category as a quarterback. Yeah, he needs to sit down. Hold that.
We let that man.
And we let that brother beat us. He looked like a Pro Bowler.
The ball on us with Garrett Wilson and just killed it. Like I'm still baffled at that.
Yeah, me too, man.
So
hey, I'm gonna just say, Liz, let me repeat what I'm gonna repeat something that a good friend to my man Warlock, aka Lee Shaw.
Yeah.
You know, he popped in our space yesterday. He talked for a little bit, and he said the Bills beat themselves 3 times this year. Like,
that's it.
We're gonna accept our loss, but if you think about it, Miami, if Poyer plays, do we give up 3rd and 22? Absolutely not.
Not happening.
And we still had the ball with less than a minute to go to win it. Josh Dirt's pass to a wide open guy. The game against the Jets. If Poyer's there, are we losing that game? If Milano's there, we losing that game. You
tough
know,
one. Rep take.
Yeah, like it's for real, man. Like it's not happening, you know. And so I think those guys, Poyer, Milano, man, those guys are so integral to this defense. And we're starting to see it. I mean, we seen the stats with Poyer, right? When Poyer plays, the Bills are 6-0, undefeated. The games he has not played in, we've lost. And so Poyer is a huge asset to this defense. And so you throw him on there. And then plus Milano and even Edmonds too, man. Like Edmonds, we seen exactly what happened. I'm glad you brought this up, Whittle, man. You seen exactly what happened when we played the Vikings, man. What happened when Edmonds went out? As soon as Edmonds went out,
the field open wide
open. It was like, I mean, everybody in Vikings offense was like, yo, hey, we can do it now. Now we can throw the ball. And so that is a huge absence, man, a huge void in the middle of the defense. But for me, even going into this game, because Amon-Ra St. Brown he's no joke, right? We need to make sure the middle of the field is solidified. But when we got Jordan Poyer there and we have Trey White back, I think that's going to help out tremendously. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm looking forward to that. I think our defense now is going to be a huge asset in this game, which is what I'm looking forward to. Kevin, I mean, when you look at the Bills defense right now, man, going against a team like the Vikings, you see how well they are. I mean, they're scoring points, they're putting points up on the board, but then they also have a running game and DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams. What do you think defensively, man, is our key to stopping those guys?
I think we have to put pressure on Jared Goff because he's not an elite quarterback. So if you can get pressure up front, that's where it all starts, and that's going to lead to turnovers. And I think on the flip side, sometimes, especially in the Bills' case, the best offense is their best defense. So if the Bills can go up by, let's say, 2 or 3 scores, well, probably more on the side of 3, if not 4. That might be asking for a little bit too much, but let's just say the Bills score 3 touchdowns and it's 21-0. Then Detroit has to throw the ball, and you take the ball out of the hands of DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams. Now, I know these guys are pass-catching backs, but they had, a combined 4 rushing touchdowns last week? So you do not want them to try to beat you on the ground, similar to what the Jets did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I agree 100%, man. Oh, man, look at little man. The little man is wide awake.
Little man woke up with his nap, so I had to the baby monitor.
Yeah, I feel you, baby. Hey, Scott Blakely comes in with a super chat. Scott, appreciate it, my man. Kev, go ahead and read what Scott has to say.
Let's face it, we all love a JA-17 dominating game, regardless if it's compromising at times. You can't ask a lion to be a pussycat. You reset him now, let him go hard. No restrictions, just dominate.
I'm with it.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah. You know how it goes, man. It's the Winter Soldier. McDermott got to go grab that book and sit down and read off all of them terms or whatever they did in the Winter Soldier movie and get Josh activated. Yeah, man. This dude's a machine, man. He's a machine.
Yeah.
And sometimes machines kind of, they get ahead of themselves, right? So he just needs to temper it a little bit, and then then he can go from Winter Soldier, and then he can kind of move that mentality over, you know what I'm saying, to Captain America. You know what I'm saying? Where you're balanced and you're well balanced and you just got it. You know what I'm saying? And then you activate that superpower where you can grab that freaking Thor hammer. Then it's over with, man. It's a wrap. Now we are near game time, so I'm gonna get right into it. Let me see what's up. We got a few more minutes, so let's go right to score predictions, man. We're gonna go right to score predictions. I don't know how everybody feels about score predictions, but we're gonna start with Kev. Kev, you got a score prediction for this game? Is this gonna be a closer game than you think? Is this a blowout? What are your thoughts?
Yes and no. I think both teams are going to put up points, but I think in the end, the Bills are going to put up more points. And I'm taking Buffalo 37-24.
37-24. Rev, you got, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my prediction from last night. I think the Bills, Josh Allen, we're gonna see balance. I think Josh is gonna target Diggs a lot more and exploit that defense with Jeff Okudah. I say Bills 35, and then I gave the Lions 20 points because I figured they can score, and so let's give them 20. So Bills 35, Lions 20.
I like that score. Silas, what you got, man?
31-23.
Everybody's
31-23. 31-23.
31-23. Here's where I think the defense really, because I think they really want to prove something right now. And this is the game to prove that, okay, the Lions are on a 3-game win streak. Nobody's taking anything away from there. Who did they beat? The Lions, the last 3 opponents, they beat the Green Bay Packers, right? 15-9. Then they beat Chicago 31-30. And then they beat the Giants 31-18. I do not want the Bills to be the Green Bay Packers. And by Green Bay Packers, when you beat the Green Bay Packers, it used to mean something. And when you beat the Green Bay Packers now, it's like, oh, it's the Green Bay Packers. They're not very good this year. I don't want us to be that team where you beat the Bills. Who cares, right? We need to get back on track of beating. So for me, I would say we clear 40 burger today. I think we get back to what we're supposed to. I think it's a 40 burger. I don't care what it is, 40, but I think we keep the defense under 20. So I say 40-17.
Wow.
It's because we are on national TV. We have to prove something.
I love it.
We're not to be played with, because right now people think they can play with us right now. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
Jared Goff, you know what I'm saying, coach freaking biting at the knees. Now we ain't doing that, man. It's not gonna be like that. 40-13. I like that score prediction too.
Yeah.
I think we kick in the 40 burger where Bills are back on track, and now we can kind of have a good 13 days rest, and then we got a big one against the AFC foe, New England Patriots.
Hey, don't forget
we got them next Thursday, right? Next Thursday.
Yeah, it's not a joke. So we got business to handle. So we'll take it from there. So folks, that's it for us. Silas, I appreciate you, man. We're gonna do this again. I don't know why I don't do this more often. We're gonna do this again. Rev, thank you for waking up early, because I know the time zone over there is ain't the same as over here. Everybody's
10. It's 10:20
right now. 10:20 over there is 1:14 over here, is 12 something over there for you guys, 12:15 over there. So we got this. So folks, that's it for us. We're gonna enjoy this game. We need this win. I don't care. It sounds terrible when I say we need it, but we do. We need it. Track, and we need that number one. We need that number one seed. That number one seed is still on the table. We got it. We need it. We got to start with the Detroit Lions and then take over and get that revenge tour. Like my man Silas said, the revenge tour is coming up shortly. We got to prime it up. We got to prime it up right now with the Lions, and then we got to run through that AFC East.
No, we're coming ready.
You know what
we have.
That's it. So
they're playing today. They play next Thursday in New England, and then they get the mini bye, and then Whittle's going to bring me the mac and cheese for the Jets.
Let's do it.
I like it, yo. So shame on you for not knowing what mac and cheese means. You listen. Mac and cheese, game over. You're gonna put that
mac and cheese. I've just, maybe a couple times, but I haven't had it in years. If I've had it on Thanksgiving. So.
Oh no, you haven't had mac and cheese like you're supposed to have mac and cheese. That's how we do it. Anyway,
that's how it is.
All right, folks. You guys have a great one. Enjoy the game, fellas. I appreciate you guys coming through. And folks, until next time, man. Go Bills, and let's get this dub.
Let's get it.
On the flip side.
Go Bills. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Thanksgiving, go Bills.
Thanksgiving. Have a good meal. Catch you on the flip side, man.
Let's go.
Buffalo Fanatics. It's Don Brown. Yeah, I'm a fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic.